everybody. Welcome in. I am Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lighty. How are you guys doing? Thanks for joining us here on kind of a big, groundbreaking, new kind of things happening kind of night, and coming to you from a location we've not come to you from before, but a location that you are going to be seeing and hearing from us quite a bit, even more in the future, as this is kind of our new podcasting room setup, fancy thing that's coming soon that I guess I can't reveal everything yet, but that's not the reason why we're here. The reason that we are here is because we are introducing somebody that is brand new that has joined us. She's actually been here for a bit, for about a week and a half, I believe, or so, and we are excited to have her. She is the newest WCIA3 news anchor. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kelly Finley. We got applause and everything.
Yeah, I can hear it. That's so great.
We spare no expense.
That's right.
We have sound effects here, Kelly. We have sound effects and everything. So,
Right.
all right, Kelly is here with us. Okay, you are in our new podcasting studio here. We've got a ton of people. And here's the thing, before we kind of get rolling with the questions and everything,
Okay.
I'm just going to check and make sure that like people can see. 'Cause I'm doing this for the first time.
This is fascinating to watch what you're doing. You're like DJ over in the podcast.
Yes, I have more sound effects coming. More sound effects here. Sorry. So I'm just going to pop on our news because we're like streaming on our news Facebook page right now. And I believe we're on some other platforms.
I know we're on my Facebook page.
You're on your Facebook page.
Yes,
So
hi,
I'm just,
everybody.
okay. I hear us and see us. So there we go.
Okay.
Look, I'm on the phone. I hear us and see us. There we go.
Technology.
I love it. So, all right. So I guess we're going here. Let's just roll with this thing here.
All right, let's do it.
Kelly, you have joined us on the team, our newest news anchor, and happy to have you here. But
Thank you.
I want you to kind of, give us the rundown about who Kelly Finley is, where he
All
came
right.
from, and all that good stuff. And
I love it. I love it.
Let's
I'll
do
take
it.
I'll take it from here.
It's
You know
all you.
what? And first and foremost, thank you for the warm welcome between you and Jennifer and Brandon and Maggie and Angie and Amanda. I mean, the sports department, of course, Glenn Kinley, who I'm having fun saying his name because
Kinley and Finley, yeah.
I'm just saying. But I mean, everybody, the reporters, our web team, how fascinating are they? Just really excited to be here. So I am originally from Detroit, and the reason why I'm saying that is because when I arrived here, everyone's like, "Oh, are you sure you're going to be ready for the weather? For the winter?" I'm Midwest in my bones, so I know. Now, it's been a minute, but I will adjust. But I'm coming to you, Kevin, from Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile. Okay.
And I said that, during the intro, during the 5 p.m., because Mobile was so good to me, okay? So good to me. It's where I met my husband, my children, really got their footing there. If you've ever known anyone in the news department, you know that sometimes you move a lot. And so my kids, all they have known is movement. We moved every 3 years. So before my firstborn was here, I started in Yuma, Arizona. And then from there, I went to Billings, Montana. And then after that, moved overseas to Tirana, Albania, and Brussels, Belgium. That's where I had my daughter. She is the youngest, and she likes me to say youngest and not the baby. And then from there, San Diego, California, where I did TV, and I was the first civilian family readiness officer in 232 years in the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah! And then from there, Kansas City, Kansas, and Missouri. It's very important you know the difference. And
Well, see, I used to work in Missouri too, down in
know.
Springfield. I was just down from your way.
yes,
So Kansas City, spent some time there.
that's right. And then Mobile, Alabama. So very, very important to me. I didn't know I was going to be in Mobile that long. Ironically, I was thinking all things professional, right? So I thought 3 years, going back to my hometown. But my kids, they are my why. I always say that first. They are the ones who said, "Mom, we want to stay here." And, you know, Mobile was good to us, but I didn't understand why they wanted to stay there and not go to my hometown. And so they said, you got to give me 3 reasons. And they said, you know what, we've been baptized, we have friends, and we want to go to school in state and save you money. And they were 9 and 10. 8 and 9. 8 and 9 at the time.
8 and 9 at the time. Stayed there.
Yeah. And then,
because that's going to cost a little bit, right?
That's going to cost a little bit. Yeah. Right. But then I always tell that story because it was like, and I'm a very faith-driven person, and it was like God had to have me put a bow on this situation, and then 3 weeks later, I met my husband, Carlos. And so we call ourselves K2K because he's Carlos with a K. And then he brought into the marriage my bonus son. So we're the Fab Five. So I have a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 21-year-old.
Okay, that's
You're like,
so
that's a lot.
They're all in college now.
So my oldest, he's at the University of Montevallo.
Okay.
He's a senior, and he just crossed as an alpha man. And I don't know how big fraternities and sororities are here.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, I mean, University of Illinois, they've got several of them. I don't know a ton about them.
I know. I pledge Mama Phi Mama. So
there you go.
I don't know. But my husband's an alpha too.
Okay.
But he is, and he's also the chaplain. As well, he's an ambassador for his school, and he runs cross country and track. And he is studying, I should say, family and consumer sciences with an emphasis, I should say, a minor in hospitality and tourism. And then my bonus son, he is our actor, and he does local theater. And so he is just pretty amazing with what he's doing with his talents. And it's like, you know someone is good, Kevin, when you watch them and you forget that you know them. He's that good.
Sure.
Okay.
So what's he doing then?
He does. So he works full time.
Okay.
He's in the adult world.
Okay.
And my husband and I, we believe in everybody has their own path, and whatever it is you're going to do, you're going to do it to the best of your abilities. And so he knew that he wanted to go into the real world, and so working full time and doing local theater. So you've got the oldest, who's 21, who's doing all things at the University of Montevallo. Then you've got my bonus son, who is doing all things in the city of Mobile. And then you've got my youngest, so that's Stephen Brick, and now Carrington. She is a junior at the university. They call it UAB, so University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Okay.
Right? And so she is, get ready, she's double majoring in broadcasting and Spanish.
Oh, okay. Double major.
I know. She did not get that from me. But she has also been an ambassador for her school, and she works full time at a local store there. So all of them are working so hard, and we're so proud of them, and it's so cool to root them on in their respective lanes, and we couldn't ask for better, truly.
So we've heard a lot about the family. Okay.
Yes.
And did we miss any pets or anything? Or?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked. Okay. So at one time, not to get sad, but at one time, every person had their own pet. Okay. Everybody had a dog. Right now, I've got the mama dog. So that's Augusta Bell Finley.
Okay.
Augusta Bell Finley. And then she has a son who we kept and he's my husband's dog. His name is Eugene Lightning Boy Finley.
Lightning? Wait, did you say lightning? You had me at lightning.
See, I thought you liked that.
I like the lightning.
And then Carrington has her dog, Megan Auburn Cinnamon.
These are some unique names.
She's a Southern gal.
You got some unique names here.
Yes. She's a Southern gal.
With the
so
pets.
Yeah, we are a dog family. We very much so. And we're all about good people, right?
Sure.
So when you mix good people and good pets, it's a good situation.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got the family there. You got the family there.
Right.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about kind of your career, like in news and whatnot, and kind of how you've kind of been where you've been and what's kind of brought you to here. So you've worked in some big markets, and here's the thing: if people did not watch at 5:00, I think they instantly notice your experience level. You are obviously you're fantastic on the air, and you've worked in some bigger markets, and you've done some stuff. Talk a little bit about the kind of places you've been and kind of the news stuff that you've done in the past.
So I've been a journalist for 25 years. And so, all the way back to when I was 8 years old, I told my mom, today's her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Mom.
Mommy, you're watching.
Yes. Well, no, she's out to dinner with my dad.
Oh, she's at the dinner. There we
she
go.
Can watch later.
She'll watch later. She'll be all right.
I call her Foxy Faye. But when I was 8 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to do the news. And because I had the best mom, instead of her saying, why do you want to do that? Or saying, don't you want to find another career and insert whatever career? She said, sounds good. Figure out a way to make it happen. So that's what I come from. And so, in college, I had really good professors who really emphasized, especially Professor Buffalini, who said, you're going into show business, but the bigger word's business. So you got to understand that you've got to have passion for this. You've got to really love it, because anybody in local TV knows you're not getting in to make money. Right? Like my first market was market 177. So the higher the number, the smaller the DMA, the people that
I think it was like market 160.
You really? That was your first?
First market, yeah. 160.
Okay.
Terre Haute, Indiana. It's not too far away from us here.
That's right. We were talking about that earlier today with Angie. Market 177, and then to Billings, I was 172. But I mean, my first job, I'll say it because I'm very proud of it. My first job, I was making $19,000 as a morning and noon anchor, right? And I was telling one of the reporters the other day that I couldn't afford any wardrobe. So I went to the Goodwill that was in the bougier part of town, and that's where I got a lot of my suits. And so then I went to a tailor and got them tailored.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So understand that we all have a story. So whatever you see now, know that it took a lot of, pounding the pavement to get to where that respective person is. So, did that in college, and I interned at WJR, which was a 50,000 watt radio station. I also worked at WDET, where I got to read to the blind, which is so fun because most people read the headlines, in the second page. I went straight to the coupons and the stories and the horoscope.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
But I did that, and I also had my own show on Comcast. It's called Video Vibe. So I did all those things, and then I went to school. Oh, and I interned at our NBC affiliate, WDIV, in Detroit.
Okay.
Because, like my parents said, you don't have children, you don't have a spouse. Why would you not dip your toe in all these things and figure out if this really is your career? So.
Yeah, and that's very common, in broadcasting, and we get this question a lot from people. And here at this station, we have an awesome audience here. The audience here is fantastic. Yes. They are loyal. They tune in, and they don't like to see people go. And so, but that's the nature of the business when you're early in on it, when you're a younger reporter and you come in, you're there for a year, 2 years, and they're gone.
That's right.
But people grow attached to them, and then they move on. But in the broadcasting industry, it's such a different thing, as you know, bouncing around and doing different things. And that's why we've all had several stops before we kind of, maybe get to where we want to go or we want to be, or you figure it out, like you said, along the way.
But let me just add, though, what's really cool is there's some people who have never had another stop. Right?
Sure.
And so they bring texture and leadership and, the integrity that the audience has grown to know and to love. And so when you match that with someone who's been a bazillion places, you've got a nice, healthy dynamic because diversity is key.
Sure.
Sometimes people think diversity is color, but it's about experience. It's about, culture. It's about age. It's about men and women, because then we could look at, like we were talking sports. We can look at a game and I'm focusing on something that you may not be. Not because you're any less of a fan, but because maybe you were raised to focus on offense and I'm all about defense because I want to knock somebody out.
Yeah, there you go, right? Different perspectives and experiences. But and I think you bring up, a great point because, as you talked about, there is the opposite, the Jennifer Roscoe that has been here forever, which a lot lot of people don't realize is rare. It's so rare to have.
Can we just talk about how much we love her?
We do. We do.
Seriously, just pure class, but at the same time knows how to have fun.
She does.
And is also about, and she's all about making sure that the team has their best foot forward, and that's something you can't manufacture that.
Yeah.
So
And
she's
you've
got
been to
staying
places.
power.
You've
Yeah.
been to many places,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
you can tell whether
Yeah.
it's fake or whether it's, whatever. And so, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I can tell you, first couple of days here, and I would ask some questions of certain departments, and if somebody didn't know it, the answer, they'd say, "Oh, ask Roscoe. Just
Yeah.
ask Roscoe." I
Yeah.
said, "Okay."
Yep.
I already know. I'm sitting next to one of the best people, in the building. And then when you wrap that around with Brandon, our combined experience of the love of the military,
Yep.
right?
Correct.
And so I so admire the fact that he served our country.
Mhm.
And then here he is making sure that the newsroom is up to date on all things military, yes, but also news. And he is an epic golfer, I hear. So
He does play a lot of golf. Well, we won't say whether he's any good at it, but he plays a lot of golf.
I'm not saying nothing. All I know is I'm going to one of these golf courses one day to check him out. To see.
Please do, and beat him in a game there. But yeah, we've got a great team here.
Yeah.
We love that you're kind of joining us here, and so you talked a little bit about again kind of places you've been. What is it with the news that maybe got you into wanting to do that and kind of journalism in general?
Well, I think it's so very important to inform. You have to be a trusted source, and in order to do that, you need to be well read. You need to be well researched. You need to understand that you may not be the most popular person in the room. That's okay. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to keep you informed. And I always tell people, because you hear it all the time, the news is bad. I don't want to watch it. It just doesn't make me happy. But you want to be informed because let's say you live in neighborhood ABC, and we are telling you that in ABC neighborhood there is an armed robber on the loose. Well, if you don't watch the news, if you don't have any place that you can watch or listen to that you trust, armed robber may knock on your door, and you may say, "Oh my goodness, come in, are you thirsty?" Not knowing you're helping armed robber because you're not informed. Well, it's my job to keep you informed, and that's minus my opinion. It's all about the facts. And it's really important that I say that because lately you get to hear from pundits or hosts, certain people who are brought in to kind of mix things up. Mm-hmm. And on a fun topic, that's cool.
Yeah.
But not when it comes to life. And, people tune in to get the facts, and that's it. They don't care about my opinion, and I'm not trying to share it with them.
Yeah, and you definitely hear that a lot from people, nowadays, in state of the media and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And, you want to just give them the news. Tell them what's up, what's going on. And, it's kind of, and, it's not exactly the same, but here's the thing in weather. So what I have learned in weather is that you are never going to make everybody happy.
Oh no!
Because
don't you cut into
that's
my
definitely
stories.
Well, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But what I'm saying is I'll go on the air and I'll say, "Hey, it's going to rain. Oh, thank goodness we've got rain coming in. For the farmers this week. It's great."
Right.
And then I get blasted with, "I'm getting married this weekend. I don't want it to rain."
Or landscaping companies.
Or landscaping
they
companies.
Can't make money.
They can't make money.
Work.
But then it's the flip side. If I go on the air and I say, "Oh, it's going to be a sunny, beautiful weekend. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic." Then I get somebody going, "I need the rain."
Yeah. Or they work weekends.
Yeah,
they don't
exactly.
Exactly.
So you can't make them happy, but you learn that. But again, in the same way, we can get away with more of giving our opinion in weather. Right. Obviously, that's what we do. But like you said, in news, you got to stay impartial.
You have to, and to be trusted, because you only have an iota of a second to gain people's trust. And so I look at it as your time is valuable, my time is valuable, and time is your greatest gift that you can possibly give anyone. And I bring that up because if some people, look at my bio, and we've talked about some of my stops, there's a gap of some sort of TV. And the reason why, because I was a single parent for 7 years. And so when I was ending my contract in Mobile on TV, and it was a great time. Listen, it's a business, so it's not personal. But they wanted to sign me again for another 3 years and pay me more money. And I said, well, how about you pay me less and take me off the mornings? Because mornings are hard. And I tell you, if you watch your morning news and you don't have anything nice to say, please don't send that in. Because you have people who are operating on 3 and 4 hours of sleep.
Ain't that the truth?
With a skeleton crew, right? And your body is fighting against the clock. And so I used to always laugh because people will take time to say positive things, and I appreciate that. But I like to see the negative too. And I remember letting a woman know who was complaining about my blush being too much. I said, well, you have the luxury of watching me while you're in bed. Okay? So think about that. Think about your complaint.
Yeah.
Meantime, I've left my 2 children at home to fend for themselves. And so, the station and I, we could not come to terms. And so I decided to step away from the business and be there for my children. So for the first time in their lives, when they were 11 and 10, I was able to take them to school. I'd never done that before. I didn't know what carpool line was all about. So I was that one with the radio on, the windows down.
Oh, sure.
Screaming, I love you.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest thing ever. And because my kids, and I told them, I said, hey, once I shift from TV to radio, it's going to be different, from a financial standpoint. Because I had to be real with them. Because I had no family in the state. And I had to let them know life would change. And they said, we don't care. We just want our mom. And so that's just my greatest joy. And so I did radio. I did some radio, some talk radio, and then where I left, and just a big shout out to my Sound of Mobile family. Good people.
They might be watching too, I think.
Yeah.
You even gave them a shout out on the news cast here today. So shout out Mobile.
Well, we were locally owned and operated, and so my boss, Tim Camp, just a genius, literally. And what he did in believing in my leadership and my expertise and being the news director over 4 radio stations, because before, you know how it is. If you hear on, your radio station, you hear your favorite meteorologist, Kevin Lighty. Well, he's recorded that, and then they drop it into the radio rundown. Well, instead of us doing that anymore, I was the news.
You did it.
Right? So I had news from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. I had a segment called Tell Me Something Good, which aired 3 times a day. And then I had a 1-hour show called The Community Roundtable on 251 Now with Kelly Finley. I'm saying all that because I have never worked at a place where I sincerely not only loved my team on air and behind the scenes, but also to have a boss who, when I told him I was coming here, he said he was proud of me. Like, that's huge. That was, instead of him saying, are you sure? We're going to miss you. You do so much. Because I was very involved in the community on a number of boards, which I still am, thanks to virtual. But to have a boss say, I'm proud of you. And I got him and his wife to agree that they're going to come visit, basically. Is what I'm gonna say. But yeah. And
that's got to feel good.
It does. It does, because I earned that. Because I don't think I would have received that early in my career, not because I was a bad person, but because I was so focused on the business side that I forgot the human side. And so I didn't get to know my teammates the way I should have, because I thought, I'm at the station to work. All that stuff comes extra. Comes, later. But I had too much of one and not enough of the other. So now I look at my platform as a way to guide our younger reporters and others in the business when they ask, because I don't give unsolicited advice anymore. But when they ask, I tell them that if I could go back, I would have done better with my teammates. And so that's why we're going to brunch, next week or something. I think all 5 of us, anchor-wise, because it's really important to me that I pour into the community that I get to be blessed to be a part of now.
Well, again, she's been here for like 10 days, and I feel like she's like, been here already for like a year, because in a good way, vibing and like getting along and talking, and you're easy to talk to and down to earth person and everything. So, we really enjoy that. Okay, so we talked a little bit about your, the family, the business and your career. Tell me what are some fun things you like to do? Food or hobbies. What are some of those things?
I recently got into working out.
Okay.
So a big shout out to my trainer. I call him Destine, but Sandali, really another blessing that came into my life. It's been a journey this last year or so, really, because I've really just honed in on pouring into me. Since we're empty nesters, it's very easy to go, okay, I need to get involved in this and this and this, but I slowed it down and got real close to my faith and really focused on my temple. And so he was part of such a good place. And he and his wife and his children, because it's a team thing, right? And of course, my husband, we have so much fun. We're still newlyweds. I just want to tell you that. We got married in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we are
That's still very
we're
new.
K2K. That's our hashtag. I'm all about the hashtags. You'll notice that if you follow me online. But yeah, my husband, amazing, amazing. But what do we do for fun? We love to give back. I sincerely, my fuel is making a positive difference. My fuel is using my platform to help the next person. It's the issue that I have is I want to do it so much that I sometimes my tank is low, and so that's why I had to learn how to say no. That no is a sentence. I think a lot of us struggle with that, especially moms. But love watching football. I love sports. So growing up, I was on the track team, basketball, softball, and I was a competitive ice skater.
And we have those pictures to show you right now. No, I'm kidding. I wish we did.
I do have one of my ice skating videos.
Oh, do you
I was
really?
11, and I had those friendship bracelets on, and they were so ugly and like old.
Hanging down.
Yeah. My mom was like, "Don't you want to cut those off?"
No, of course not.
No, but I'm a huge athlete, but I also know that I'm longer in the tooth. And so I need to make sure this is the right thing to do. Like I was telling my husband, I was like, "Oh, there's an ice rink there." He's like, "Okay, now."
You're gonna go ice skating? Oh man.
I would love to. I've done a newscast ice skating in Mobile. They put an ice rink downtown, and so they put out a call to all the newsrooms. They're like, "Does anybody know how to ice skate?" I said, "I do," and so I did my entire noon show ice skating
On the ice. Mm-hmm. Okay. U of I has got a rink over there.
I looked it up. I'm excited to go over there.
She's like, yeah, I'm going to go check that out.
But yeah, for fun, fun to me is giving back. I know that's not exactly probably what you thought I'd say, but traveling is nice. Yeah, but I think when you're with the right people, that's fun. And of course, my family. My family is in Detroit. Most of them are still in the Detroit area. But relaxing, sleeping. See,
sleeping.
Here's something. No, let me tell you why I said that.
I'm good.
So for 24 of my 25 years, 23 and a half, let's say, I've been on mornings.
Oh, yeah.
So that means I would get up for TV, I would get up at 2 a.m. And then for radio, I was up at 4 a.m. My first newscast is at 6. And so now my body is like.
Now and for people that don't know, you're going to be on, you're flipping. You're late night now.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's what the kids say. Literally.
Literally.
I am. And so it's so interesting to kind of shift. And it's like, because, on the morning shift, I'm eating lunch at 8 a.m. Mm-hmm. So I'm eating like hamburgers and fries because you have more time in the day for it to digest.
Sure, right.
Right? And so now, I mean, my breakfast is different.
Yep.
What time do you eat breakfast? But come on, let it out.
11 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 a.m. breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
at 12:30. I ate today.
Okay,
12:30.
yeah.
And then when do you? Okay, what's lunch? What time at lunch?
So yeah, I'm pretty bad, and probably only eat 2 meals a day.
Same.
Yeah, so it's not great. So I learned I when I'm trying to be healthy, learning to snack a little bit. Just have the little.
What's your go-to snack?
Little protein bar snack kind of, thing. Jennifer Roscoe actually got me on this. She said, you need to learn how to snack with things that've got protein in them. And Roscoe over there, old mom in the newsroom.
That's right.
And so, like that. Here's the problem, and you've probably already. Are you much of a coffee?
Am I? Yeah. I love coffee.
Okay, the fact that the Dunkin' Donuts is across the street, it's like 7 steps.
You can park in that parking lot to get into our building.
It's like 7 steps away, and so yeah, it's right there. So that often is if I'm like, oh, I just can't wait for dinner. Yeah. Okay, go grab me a snack over there. Little. Do
you like it really sweet?
Yeah. So I used to. I used to be like, okay, I need. Put all the sugar you can in the coffee there. I cannot drink that bitter stuff. But as I've gotten older, as soon as I want less and less of the sweet.
That's right.
So
yeah, I used to put a lot of cream, but now it's just black coffee.
Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm not. There's
no calories in it.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
So just straight caffeine.
Listen, and espresso drinks that's no joke. That is no joke. It really takes you up. But you have to figure it out because you really can't eat what you want to eat because you will be tired. And this shift is I mean, it's a regular person shift, but if you're already battling with figuring out your bedtime, if you're figuring out your wake up time and doing a story, not doing a story, and you want to have energy, like you want every show to be exactly what that viewer is tuning in for.
And you bring up a great point, and we try to explain this to people. The television broadcasting business is crazy. There's no such thing as normal hours, unless your management essentially or sales kind of has normal. But if you're on air or in production, like you have weird hours.
Very.
So what I like to liken it to is, our newscast gets over at 10:35. If you have nothing else left to do, maybe you're lucky, you're out the door, let's just say 11 o'clock.
Yep.
So 11 p.m. and then you get home at 11:15 or whatever. Do you go right to bed?
No.
Do you go to bed at 5 p.m.? I'm asking the viewers out there.
Right,
Do you go to bed at 5? Say if you work an 8 to 5 job, do you go home and go to bed at 5:30? No, you're up for another 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So like that kind of is like us now. And I don't know if you've kind of adjusted to that, late night. Like what's your
I haven't.
you got a bedtime set yet?
Well, it's interesting because when I was doing mornings, deep inside, I knew I was a night owl. So I was forcing myself to do mornings for so many years. I mean, once you're up and going, you're fine, right? You're fine. I mean, sometimes you may have to take a nap, but you do what you have to do because the job has to get done. You signed on that dotted line, so you fulfill whatever it is you signed up to do. And so now that I'm really on the adult schedule now, my body's like, wait, let me get this straight. So we get to stay up late and we can sleep in? What? and the problem is you got to figure out your cutoff time. You
Correct.
Figure out your because I know one thing. I did mornings long enough to know that I better not ever, never, ever come inside of a newsroom and walk near a morning show person and yawn.
Right.
And it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
No. That's just like an unspoken rule. I have so much respect for all of us, our different shifts, because they have pros and then they have struggles because it's real.
Listen, I can't do. I did mornings for a couple of years in Lexington, Kentucky, and that was in 2007, 2008. I have not worked a morning shift since. I said I can't do. I've had to fill in, but not as a consistent. I've been on evenings ever since. And yes, mad respect to those that have to do that, whether you're in broadcasting or other industries and whatnot. Because no, can't do it.
I think in every field though, you should have to do the exact opposite so that you can appreciate how hard. Because you know what, it's hard. Just like in the evenings, it's hard working with a skeleton crew because if you need something, like if you want to call the police to work on a story, well, normal hours are 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you're trying to call at 9 o'clock. You got to keep calling. And so just know that this news team and whomever your favorites are to watch, they put in a lot of work to get here. And so it's super easy to see what they're not doing in your eyes, but please make time to let them know what they are doing because it's a team sport, it's a team effort. And I'm really excited to see how this all, comes to fruition, being on the team.
Being on the team.
Yeah.
And since you've been here, what are some things that you've gone like, wow, I didn't expect that, or wow, that was interesting, or anything that was caught you off guard or surprising, or that really has been something.
I would say because I have
whether it's a station or the city or anything like that.
I would say because I've listed all the places that I've lived. This is the closest that I've lived and worked near my home state of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And so it's very interesting. And it might sound hokey, but like today I talked to my mom and I said, what are you doing? And she said, oh, the weather's so nice. It's 85 degrees. I said, it's 85 here.
Yeah.
I said, we're
on the same kind of level of weather. Now they're going to get a little more snow in the winter, but
as you know, they were built for that.
Yeah, they were.
But it was just something so cool. Like, this is so much like my home state.
Yeah, Midwest.
And so, like they say, it's always like getting back on a bike and riding it because I've lived in the South. I've lived, on the West Coast. I've lived overseas. I've lived all these different places. And it's the best part of this is the people are so warm and friendly. And I love meeting people before I'm on air. See, I have this whole thing down pat. I love meeting people before they know what I do because you really get to see who people are. Sometimes they tell you all the business.
Yeah.
And then other times they just kind of look at you and go, how do you not know this? And then you have to say, well, I'm not from here. And then a conversation happens. But everyone's been so nice. I'm a big, okay, here's a secret for you.
Oh, secret time. Here we go. Listen up, people.
I don't like clothes shopping. I love grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is my jam. And so when I saw Meijer grocery store, my heart skipped a beat. Growing up in Michigan, that's my grocery store. And so I told my mom, I think I wanted to start a grocery business, like to shop for people, because most people don't like grocery shopping. I love it so much. I love, love, love it. And so all the big box stores, yep, I go to those and I go up every aisle. Every aisle. I just need you to know that. So I saw Meijer.
You are going to have to talk to my wife.
Tell me more.
She's the exact same way. I'm not even kidding you. No, listen to this, okay? I mean, I'm sitting there going, did she put you up to this? Is this like, no, she's the same thing. Loves going grocery shopping. Mm-hmm. Goes up and down every aisle.
Every aisle.
But her place is Hy-Vee.
Oh, yeah, well, Hy-Vee. Well, you know, Hy-Vee was the Chiefs' sponsor.
Big sponsor, Hy-Vee. So same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I know.
I'm glad.
What that means is you'll never go hungry.
This is true. Okay, well, let's go back to Kansas City because I believe that's where some allegiance lies for some sports. Talk about some sports because you're a sports girl. You're a big sports girl.
So I will tell you this: as much as I love news, growing up, I actually wanted to be a sportscaster. But it was during the time when women were just starting to break into doing sports, and they had to deal with a whole lot in the locker room, on the sidelines. General managers, team owners, all the isms were happening. And I just decided, you know what? I deal with that already in life. I don't want to have to double that and do it professionally. So what I'll do is I'll do news, but I'll put sports in my news.
There you go.
Like that. And so I actually, for about, a year and a half or so ago, for a year and a half, I had a co-host. His name's AP Stedham. And so we had an SEC show called AP and Kelly As We See It. And so I got to talk football.
Oh,
how cool is
okay.
that? And so that's posted.
So SEC football.
That was SEC, but I'm a Big Ten gal.
Okay.
Okay. So I would always say, "Go blue." I know where I am. Hear me out.
Okay. Here we go.
It's really
win over those Illinois fans.
I know. Hear me out. I love a great game, so I'm excited to go to all the games: basketball, football, track, gymnastics, golf, anything, men and women. Okay, because women are the better athletes because we understand the fundamentals. Just want to put that out.
Yeah. We just kind of go out there and just.
Yeah, you want to make the top 10 on somebody's show.
We're strong.
But it's always important to me that if you're a fan of your team, that you should be a fan no matter where you go. Don't be a bandwagoner. It doesn't mean I can't go to the local university, wherever it is I'm living, and cheer on that home team.
Sure.
But understand that when your team plays my team, I'm repping my team. Mm-hmm. And even though you may not like it, you've got to respect it because I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. For instance, my husband, my sweet, handsome, amazing, talented husband, he is a Steelers fan, and he is a Saints fan. I am a Chiefs fan. We do not watch games together.
Yeah.
Okay? And so when I won the Super Bowl, see how I said when I won the Super Bowl.
She won the Super Bowl.
And I'm a good winner. Like, I don't gloat.
Yeah.
I don't gloat because I didn't put on the pads. I'm not out there.
Yeah.
I'm not calling plays. You know what I mean? I know my place. I know my role. However, I am a huge Chiefs fan.
Chiefs fan.
I'm also, remember I said my family, there's 5 of us. We're the Fat Five. That's named after Michigan.
Oh,
Fat
yeah.
Five.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chris Webber.
Yes.
Jalen Rose.
He called that timeout. He thought he had it.
Timeout.
Listen.
Technical. Timeout means technical.
I had
Mr.
the black socks and the baggy shorts because I hooped.
Sure.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, and my kids hoop too. So it's just, sports is definitely my things. But I'm excited to get involved because one of the things that Alabama didn't have, Alabama doesn't have professional teams, which was so different to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so before I signed my contract there, it was funny. My GM said, he goes, "I'm not sure if you're going to sign this deal." I said, "Why? What's wrong?" He goes, "Ooh, there's no sports teams." What do you mean? I said, "Who do people cheer for?"
Crimson Tide.
That's right. And
Roll Tide.
I've been to an Alabama game. I know we're getting tight on time because we got newscasts to get ready for. But I went to an Alabama game with my husband. I understand why Alabama knows that they do it very well. I mean, it is a production. Over 100,000 people in one spot, and we were almost at the last seat, the top of the stadium. Okay. And it's something. And then I also went to an Auburn game, which I covered for my SEC show. So I was in the press box.
Sure.
I appreciate it, but that's not NFL. It's not. But because I lived in Mobile, our local team were the Jags, so the USA Jaguars. So, I'm all about a good game. Whoever's playing, I don't want anybody hurt. I want to see a good score. I want to enjoy myself. And I like to get to the stadium early so I can see warm-ups. I'm not a tailgater.
Okay.
I can eat anytime.
Yep.
I want to
get there. You want to see the whole production.
All
the whole,
of it. That's
the whole
TV in me.
Yeah, sure.
That's the TV in me, right?
Yeah.
So that's
see the band, and you want to see the cheerleaders, and
everything, because those people all work hard too. And
so
I think that's why it's very unique what you're doing, what you've invited me on to do with you tonight, is because people get to see the behind the scenes, and I think that's really interesting.
Well, and that's what this platform is going to be. You guys, people, Kelly here is right on the ground level with us, kind of kicking this thing off. But you guys are going to see a lot more of things like this and some shows, and we got some other cool things that we're launching that you guys are going to hear about and whatnot. So that's all coming here. Okay, so we got a couple more things here. We are getting tight on time. We got to get ready for the 10 o'clock newscast here that's coming up here. But we're going to play one game, and then I'm going to leave it to you for any last-minute thoughts and any final things we haven't covered and whatnot.
Do you want me looking in the camera, or do you want me to look here?
You see, this whole thing.
This is all new. So
this is all new. We're trying to figure out.
I'm like shifty-eyed.
No, I know. Same here too, because she's actually right over here.
Yes.
So I know that people are probably like, he's not even looking at her.
Right.
So we may have to kind of figure out.
Wait. Look at me here. Am I looking at you?
You're looking more at me.
How about there?
See, right there you are.
Okay, then I'm there. Okay.
See,
Peter will appreciate it.
Peter and team, they're all, so we got to.
Dave's gonna have words for us.
We've got multiple cameras that are in. We're gonna have 3 or 4 cameras that are gonna be in here, and again, this is kind of our new podcasting room. We're going to be doing some shows and some things that are going to be going on, something exciting and new you're going to be hearing about soon.
High five to Next Star.
Yeah, high five. They're forward thinking about some stuff here, and so we're excited to kind of talk about it all and launch everything. But we're just I was like, let's just go up there and do a live stream and have some fun and talk.
And as the firstborn, I'm the firstborn, oldest of 4 girls.
Okay.
I'm all about first.
You're all about.
And I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
So I'm ready for this game.
Okay, we're gonna play a little game here. Okay. Let's see how this is gonna go. So here's the thing.
Okay.
So when new people come to town, the number one thing when a new news anchor or reporter comes to town that they have to do and know, because you guys know, because I know you guys get frustrated if this happens when somebody new comes and you don't cut them a little bit of slack because they're so new, but they need to know, and it's important to know the names of the towns that are here. You got right, but when you're new to a place, it doesn't matter where you are. If you move anywhere, you're going to go to a new place, and I'm not going to know. I do weather. I look at maps all day, and every time if I've moved somewhere, it takes a while to learn all those town names and whatnot. So I thought we would do the top 10 most mispronounced names from our area, cities or towns from our area that often a new reporter or maybe an anchor or somebody mispronounces. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to throw some of the names of these on the screen, and then we're going to have you give
give me some grace, okay? Give me some grace.
No, again, and people, listen. I picked these because she's probably going to get them wrong. Again, she's day 1 right now.
Right.
She's day 1 here,
One newscast in the bag.
This is just for fun, and so she's going to get them all eventually here. But this is just, I thought we'd have fun with this because it'll happen, inevitably. Yeah. I even still mispronounce a name every once in a while.
Okay. There's no magic book that they give you as an anchor.
Yeah, it's tough here. So so maybe you guys can play along. So here we go. Here comes number 1.
Casey.
Casey. She says Casey. So it is actually Casey.
Oh,
Casey.
man.
Casey.
Okay, Casey, like
Casey.
Maisie.
Yeah, like Maisie.
Okay.
So
and that's one of the tricks that helps you to remember how to say things. Rhyme it with something. So Casey. Got it.
Yes. So
0 for 1.
Casey.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I've closed something over here, and I hope I can get it back up. Oh no, what did I do?
It's technology.
Well, it is technology here. See,
while you're doing that,
Okay.
I will just tell people. So yeah, you want to give people grace when they come to town because they may not have a person that they can ask, or let's say it's breaking news and a script popped into their teleprompter and their producer is working really hard to get it to them, and the producer is from there. It's very easy for the producer to think, well, since I know it, of course they know it. So sometimes there's a breakdown, but just understand that we're human and we mess up. Imagine if we came to your job. Imagine if we came to your job and not only called you out for a mistake, but then we posted it. Just keep that in mind.
There we go. Okay, I got the next one up here. So I got it up here.
Okay.
So I like the thing that I've got like the screen over here that I'm like hitting buttons on, and it just like went away. So
you know he's a DJ
it's
in real
fine.
life too.
Hold on a second.
Tell
DJ.
me your name.
DJ Doppler. If you don't know, it's DJ Doppler. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh my. Sarah Gordo.
That's pretty close. Sarah, yeah, Sarah Gordo. Sarah Gordo.
So it's more like Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Gordo. Yeah.
Sarah. I kind of
Yeah, you.
that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, you were.
Okay.
No, yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
not.
say it with. I didn't
No,
say
no,
it with all my whole chest. But
Sarah,
I said,
yeah. No, that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's not bad. Okay. All right. Hold
I'm
on.
so
here.
competitive.
No, listen. That's not bad. All right. So
I was working on Hoopston.
You know what's funny?
Is that one of the words?
It literally was the one that I am attempting to pull up right now.
Hoopston.
Yeah, you got that one.
Yes. You know how I got that? I'm thinking of hula hoop.
Hula hoop.
Don't even ask how I associate that with that, but Hoopston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I at first thought it was Hoopston.
Yeah. So everybody says usually Hoopston.
Hoopston.
And yeah. So Hoopston.
Kind of like Missouri and Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah,
Missouri.
And yes, that is correct here. Okay, so we got that one. All right. Bear with me here.
Kevin didn't know he was going to have this much fun.
Man, listen, I know.
And
Okay.
he now knows so much about me.
No, I love it.
Okay.
Well, our viewers, that's kind of the whole point. All right, so what do you got here?
Mattoon.
Close, not Mattoon, Mattoon. So
Mattoon.
Yeah, Mattoon. Mattoon.
But if I said it quickly, Mattoon.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
Yeah.
It's okay, just say it.
Not.
We're friends.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say not Mattoon, but Mattoon. So like
Mattoon.
Mattoon.
Okay.
Mattoon.
Hopefully we go back through this. Mattoon. Okay.
We're gonna get there. All right. So hold on here. All right.
And he has not revealed this list to me.
No,
so,
this is first time.
So when we talked earlier, when we talked about, because you want a smooth show, no matter what you do, he asked me, Kevin asked me, anything you don't want to talk about, anything you do want to talk about, and I said, what would be funny is if we point out some of the words that I'm going to need help in saying. So here we are.
Here we are. We're doing it right now. Let's see if this brings it back. Nope,
Okay.
that's not it. Nope, that's not. Okay, I was trying to bring my little spring back over. They're gonna be like, what did you do to this place after we get this done? All right, here's the next one.
Okay. New Berlin.
Yeah, there you go. You got that one. Got that one.
Instead of New Berlin.
Instead of New Berlin, so it's New Berlin. Berlin.
Yeah, so that,
Berlin.
like,
So you got that one.
I've got two of them.
That's that. Yeah, I'll give you 2 on that. Okay. All right. Let's come back over here. So we have 10 of these. So that was number 5, I think.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was number 5. So we're gonna do 10.
Did you work with anyone to compile this list, or was
No.
this all you?
Well, I did ask Jennifer and Brandon, and it's funny, they were pretty much coming up with the same ones. So we're kind of on the same page here. Okay, here we go.
Oriana.
Close.
Oriana?
Oriana.
I'm gonna have to work on that one.
Oriana.
Because I see all types of vowels
yeah.
swimming.
Yeah. Oriana Not like Rihanna.
Oriana.
Oriana. Oriana. Oriana. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'll think of those potatoes.
Yeah.
Orida.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Oriana. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Let's see
If
here.
these are in the newscast this evening, everyone, please. Please.
All right, over there.
Be kind.
Be kind. All right. Here comes number 7.
I can't see my face.
Hold on. Now they can.
I'm afraid to say this one.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, put it back on there.
Okay, we go.
Again. Okay. Pesotum.
What
is it? Tell me.
It is
Wait. Posatum.
close.
Okay.
Pasotum.
Oh, yeah, no.
Pasotum.
That would have been 22 guesses later. Pasotum.
Pasotum.
Okay, Pasotum.
Pasotum.
Okay. Gotcha. Pasotum.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's good stuff.
You
Love it.
cannot be humble.
All right. All right. Here comes
Okay.
number 8. Oh, crap. I had sound effects and
I
stuff
know.
too. Man. All right.
Oh, I heard them. There was an issue with this one because I heard that someone called in and said we were saying it incorrectly, but a meteorologist corrected it. Seagull? Seagull. Yay!
Sigil. So you know what's funny too? Sigil. But there are some towns where I swear people will live in that same town and they both say it different ways, and
they have an accent.
Yeah.
It makes it, you know, because some people have an accent, some people have a drawl, some people drop syllables because you're comfortable.
Yeah, and if they've lived there a long time, and maybe that's what they said it in 1930.
Right.
You know,
and you're not arguing with them.
Yeah, exactly. You say okay.
Okay, so say it again.
Sigil.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
sigil.
All right.
Okay. All right. Next one.
Oh, I asked Jennifer about this one.
Oh.
Tuatopolis.
You're putting an extra syllable or vowel in there.
You know, there's a Tuscaloosa.
There is. Yeah, you're putting too much of an A in there.
Tutopolis.
There you go.
Tutopolis.
Okay. All right.
I'm getting better at this.
And finally.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
I'm so afraid.
Well,
you probably saved the last one.
It's not even hard to pronounce, but it's this is an actual town name.
That is not. You know, there's a burnt corn in Alabama.
Is there?
A burnt corn with a T.
Yep.
Chicken bristle.
Chicken bristle.
It's really a town.
Yes.
Of how many?
Probably a handful.
Is there a stoplight?
No, there is not. And I guarantee there's probably half of our viewers that are watching this that also maybe not even know that Chicken Bristle is a place. It's over by Tuscola. It is over in Douglas County. I think it's just kind of northwest of Tuscola. So Chicken Bristle. It's probably a handful of houses. I've been over there before.
Did they serve you chicken?
They did not. They did not, but I'm sure that they would. I would love to know the backstory behind the naming of that town. I'm sure somebody knows it, but so those are the 10 there. You did pretty good. Hold on, let's give her some applause. Give applause.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm gonna work on all of these.
So again, there are over 300 towns.
And 28 counties.
Yeah, and 28 counties, and we broadcast too. And so, get her some slack. Give everybody slack on that. Nobody's doing it intentionally. And let me tell you, as soon as somebody does mispronounce a name, there's 7 people that, hey, it's this. So just know that when that happens, you know that everybody's working hard to correct that if needed.
You know what? I count myself blessed because I get to sit next to Jennifer and Brandon, and I've told them, please tell me you know, because they're doing it with love and they mean me well. And then I've got you as well in the room, and my brother from another mother, Glenn Kinley.
Glenn Kinley.
Kinley and Finley. So, I'm, you know what? I know I'm in good hands, and I'm glad that we're peeling back the, you know, the what do you call it? The curtain.
Yeah.
As to kind of what goes on.
We'll peek behind the curtain here. I hope you guys have all kind of enjoyed this. Any last little thoughts or anything you want to kind of throw in before we shut it off here for the night?
I would say this. Please reach out to me on social media. I'm very...
Oh, yeah. What are your social media? Shout out your social media pages and handles. And
so
where can people...
we're on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
So Kelly Finley. I have Twitter, X, and Instagram, which is KFin Productions. That's my company that I have, too. I have a production company. So reach out to me there. I would be happy to know where you think I should, you know, dine, places I should check out, people I should meet. I'm game to learn because you have to be well-researched, and I will leave you with this. I don't expect you to tune in to me if I'm not engaged with you. So I'm excited to meet you out and about wherever we are. Please say hello. I'm excited to be here. My family's very excited for this move, and yeah, the best is yet to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Finley. I love the sound effects. I'm sorry.
I know. Thank you.
We're gonna have some fun. The whole crew is excited to have her on board here. And again, you're gonna be on the 5 p.m. and the 10 p.m. newscast. So
with you.
Yeah, and you will, for better or worse, you're gonna be with me.
I can't wait to talk to his wife.
Oh boy, grocery shopping at Hy-Vee. There you go. And again, I'll just read off. There's just a few comments from some people here. They're welcoming you. Landed among a great group of people. Oh well, thanks. There we go. Yeah,
they are. They really are in person too.
Yep. We hope you love your job. The people that are here, happy to have you here. Fellow alumni. Mobile Police Department Citizens Academy, Class 22.
Yes, Class 22. We went through Police Academy, Citizens Academy rather, and you get to learn all about what the police do on a day-to-day basis. Oh, we have the best class.
That's
Class
great.
22 in the house.
Class 22.
For
there you
sure.
go. Okay, guys, she's got a 10 o'clock newscast to do, and because that's coming up here. So I hope you guys tune in here at 10 o'clock. And if you didn't get to see her at 5 o'clock, you'll see her at 10. And we'll see her for during the week on Monday through Friday, usually. And
WCIA.com.
That's right. All right, Kelly, thanks for joining us. And the first ever in this new room. And again, they're still making some changes and enhancements, and they're going to like put some cool things on the wall and all that. But like, I was like, let me just go up there and let's just try this. So this is the inaugural first ever from the old podcast room. And it was a pleasure to talk to you and get to know you, and all the viewers too that hopefully watch. So, all right, Kelly.
How about we do this on TV?
Let's go do this on television now. So, all right, guys. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to end this, so I'm just going to hit this button that says 1 minute break, and then it'll count down there and shut it off, and then I'll figure out a cool little open and close next time. All right, guys. We'll see you later.